Very good morning, students. Sai Ram. Welcome back to our science period. Children, this session I am going to take revision of chapter number 15, life process in living organism. Okay, already you know this lesson is for your semester, isn't it, children? So quick revision we will see. Okay, can you say, children, what is meant by life process? So can you say that what is the difference between living things and non-living things? Many things we can say. This is one of the important thing, that is life process is present only in living organisms. Okay, non-living things, there is no life process. See here, children, life processes are the basic functions performed by living organisms to survive on earth. With the help of this life process only we can survive on the earth. Some of the life processes are, see here, the name of the life process I have given here. Can you say nutrition, respiration, transportation, excretion, control and coordination, growth and development? These are the life process. Okay, children, see here, next slide I have given some more life process: nutrition, transportation, respiration, excretion, reproduction, metabolism. Okay, metabolism, you know that very well, that when that food is converted into energy, that chemical reaction, it is called what? That continuous process, that is what? Metabolism. See here, transportation, first life process in this lesson, that is transportation. Okay, children, so the transportation in plants already we studied, that only we are going to discuss now. Can you say what is meant by transportation? By the process of transportation, a substance either synthesized or absorbed in one part of the body reached another. So transportation means that transport from one place to another place, which things are synthesized in our body, or that, yes, that substance are transport from one place to another place. That is called what? Transportation. Okay. See here, transportation in plants. So first see that plants need less energy as compared to animals. So we will move from one place to another place. That animal will move from one place to another place. That's why we want lot of energy. But when comparing that animals, plants want less amount of energy. Okay. So plants need inorganic substances like nitrogen, phosphorus, magnesium, manganese, sodium, etc. So these inorganic substances plants want to survive. These inorganic substances plants are getting from where, children? Yes, from the soil, isn't it? See, soil is the nearest and richest source of these substances. Roots of plants absorb these substances from the soil and transport them. Understood, children? Yes, the root, these all inorganic substances are present in the soil. With the help of the roots, plants are absorbing these inorganic substances from the soil, and it will transport from roots to other parts of the plants. Okay, see, specific type of tissues to perform transport function in plants, that is xylem and phloem. See here, children, xylem and phloem. Xylem will contact water and phloem will contact, yes, food. All parts of the plant are connected with these conducting tissues. Can you give the name of the conductive tissues in the plants? Yes, xylem and phloem. What is the function of that tissues? That also, yes, xylem will conduct water, phloem will conduct what? Food. Okay, children, shall I go to next now? Next one is, we are going to study about transportation of water. How the water will transport from the soil to that remaining parts of the plants, we will see now. Okay, so first one we will study about root pressure. We are going to discuss about root pressure. Root cells are in contact with water and minerals in the soil. You know very well the root where it is present, below the soil. So the root cells, you know that plant are made up of cells, isn't it, children? So plant cells, that is root cells, are in contact with water and minerals in the soil. The water and minerals enter the cells on the root surface due to differences in concentration. So that concentration in root cells and that soil, it is different. Okay, with the help of that difference, that water and minerals enter the cells on the root surface. Okay, children, as a result these cells become turgid. So that time the root cells are in big size. when the minerals and waters are enter from the soil to the root cells are become, yes, turgid, big size. That is, we are telling that is turgid. Okay, children, see here the word I have given here. Yes, turgid. That means become big size. Okay, see next one. Next step is these turgid cells, that means that swelling, isn't it children, big size. So that turgid cells exert pressure on the adjacent cells. So when the cell is in become that big size, that time the cell will give the pressure to the adjacent cells. Adjacent means near about that cells. This is called root pressure. That pressure is called what? Root pressure. Because of the effect of this pressure, water and minerals reach the xylem of the roots, which are continuously pushed forward so as to reduce the difference in concentration. So like this, that water and minerals, water will pass from one cell to another cell. Okay, so that cell will become turgid. So it will give pressure to the other cell. So with the help of this one root pressure, that water will enter from one cell to another cell. Understood children? Yes. Next one, see here. This continuous movement also result in the formation of a water column. This is continuously pushed ahead. Okay, this is enough pressure to lift the water up in shrubs, small plants and small trees. So that shrub means, you know, that is pushes, isn't it children? And next one is small plants, small trees. Small trees want that less amount of water. So with the help of this root pressure, this all shrub, small plants and small trees are getting enough amount of water. But that highest trees, that means big trees, wants more amount of water when comparing these small trees. So that kind of that plant, that trees, how it's getting enough amount of water, that we will see now. Okay, so I hope you understood now what is meant by root pressure. Shall I go to next now? See here children, this is the, yes, here it is root. So this is the root cells. Okay, that is, see here, this is from this direction you have to see here children. This is root here, that section of root here. If you are observing with the help of this microscope, we will see like this diagram. Okay, like this diagram we will see this is root here. Okay, and this is soil particles. From this soil particles, that water is entered to the root hair. So it will go to the epidermis and it will go to the cortex. These are the cells of the plants. Okay children, plant cells. So afterwards, so when this water will go from here to here, it will become turgid. So it will give pressure to the adjacent cells. So like this way, the water will move from one cell to another cell. Finally, it will reach to this xylem. Okay, through this, yes, to other parts of the plants. Understood children? Shall I go to next one? Next one is, say here, transpiration. So plants give out, what is meant by transpiration? Plants give out water in the form of vapor through the stomata and their leaves. Okay, so in morning we can see that small droplets of water on the leaf, isn't it children? So that is what the plants give out water in the form of vapor, through the stomata. Stomata means what? The small pore like structure. It is present on the lower and that posterior and anterior side of the leaves. Okay, that is very minute, we can't see with naked eye, we can see with the help of microscope. Okay children, so through the hole, that means through the stomata, that water are released in the form of vapor. That process is called what? Transpiration. Okay, see here, stomata also has two cells called cord cells present around it. Okay, these cells controls the opening and closing of stomata. So when that stomata is open, that time that a lot of amount of water is released, evaporated. Okay, so see here, the cord cells controls the opening and closing of stomata. Transpiration takes place with the help of this stomata. Okay, stomata means what? Yes, it is a small pore like structure around the stomata, that cord cells are there. With the help of the cord cells, yes, cord cells control the opening and closing of stomata. Okay children, shall I go to next now? So see here children, water is released into the atmosphere by leaves through the process of evaporation. Okay, with the process of this evaporation, water is released into the atmosphere, okay, through stomata. So that time what will happen here children, that epidermis, that is the cells of the leaves, so in epidermis that water level is reduced, water level is decreased. So decreasing the water level in the epidermal level. When that water is released to the atmosphere, that time water content of the plant is what here children, reduced. Okay, so to compensate that water level, the roots are absorbing lot of water from the soil. See, in order to compensate for this water level, the water is then brought up to the leaves through the xylem. So transpiration helps in absorbing water and minerals and its distribution in all parts of the plant. Understood children? So in higher plants, that means that big trees are getting enough amount of water with the help of this transpiration. Transpiration means water is released to the atmosphere in the form of water vapor through the stomata. It is called what? Transpiration. Okay children, shall I go to next now? So children, see here, next one is a transpiration pull. What is meaning of? What is meant by transpiration pull? See here, it is a biological processes in which the force of pulling is produced inside the xylem tissue. Okay, so force of that pulling is produced inside the xylem tissue. This force helps in the upward movement of water into this xylem vessels. Okay, so always that water will move from down to up. So upward movement. Okay, so see here children, this biological process is carried out in all higher plants and trees. So children, transportation of water in plants, what we discussed, root pressure. With the help of the root pressure, small trees, small plants are getting enough amount of water. When comparing the small plants and small trees, big trees wants lot of amount of water. Isn't it children? So that root pressure is not enough for higher that big trees. So big trees are getting enough amount of water with the help of which thing children? Yes, transpiration. Transpiration means what? Can you say? That water is released to the atmosphere in the form of vapor. Yes, through the stomata. So water level is reduced in that leaves, in the epidermal parts. So that time what will happen? To compensate that water level, that our xylem will absorb lot of water. Okay, the roots are absorbing that lot of water from the soil. Okay children, so with the help of this transpiration, yes, with the help of this biological processes, that higher plants or trees are getting enough amount of water. I hope you understood now how the transportation of water is takes place in plants. Understood children? Next one is transportation of food. Okay, how the food is transported from, yes, from leaves to the other parts of the plants, we will see now. Are you ready? Yes. Now we will discuss about transportation of food and other substances in plants. Okay, now we studied about water, how that food and other substances will transport from one place to another place, we will see. Okay children, so you know very well that leaf it contains what? Chlorophyll. With the help of the chlorophyll, with the help of the photosynthesis process, plants are preparing their food. So in the leaf part, isn't it? So that food will transport from leaf to other parts of the plants with the help of which tissue children? Very good, phloem. Okay, that only how it is happening we will see. So the food manufactured in leaves is transported to each cell in the plant body, while the excess amount of food except amino acids is stored in roots, fruits and seeds. Okay, so already I told plants want less amount of energy, but with the help of the photosynthesis process, plants are preparing, yes, that large amount of food. So that excess amount of food, it is stored in fruits, roots and seeds. Okay children, so that process is called what? Translocation. Okay, see here, can you say who will do this work? Yes, very good, phloem. Phloem carries out translocation in both the upward and downward direction. Okay children, will do the translocation process? Phloem, and it is in both upward and downward direction. Okay, so water movement, that is in only one direction, that is from down to up, that means upward movement. But here both direction, that is upward and downward direction. This is not a simple process, it needs energy which is obtained from ATP. ATP means what? That is, can you say children? Yes, adenosine triphosphate. Okay, you will study in your 10th standard. Okay, so how this application will happen, that we will discuss in next session. Okay children, so this session what we revised about what is mean process. Next one is transportation of water in plants, that means root pressure, and next one is transpiration pull. Okay children, and next one what we discussed at last, transportation of food and other materials in plants, that is which process children? Translocation. It is, yes, phloem will carry this function. Okay, how it is exactly happened, that we will discuss in next session. I hope you understood now, isn't it children? Thank you children.